and whenever you are, and welcome back to Barovia, the little corner of Ravenloft that we like to call home for now. I believe our horizons may be expanding in the not too distant future, but while that music is very, very loud, I apologize, everybody. I'm sorry, I don't know why it was so loud. Hello. That's basically the TLDR of what I just said. Hi. How you doing? Right, okay, so that should be better. Right, welcome everybody. It is a pleasure to have my 3 players here today. No Esmeralda, I'm afraid, just for today. But we do have the wonderful Edgar, Asara, and Urk ready to clamber the slopes of Yesterhill and figure out just what those strange druid folk are doing atop their hilltop druidic fortress. And we shall get to that in just a moment. But a massive thank you also to all of you, Charlie and Rovel Jackson, Baron Dragonborn. Absolute pleasure to see you as always. And those of you lurking around as well, welcome on in. It is a pleasure to have you here. And of course, all of you over on the VOD Squad, catching up with these as you can, wherever and whenever you can. Thank you so much. Not only you will find people, let me also say a big thank you to those fine folks at Sirenscape. Wonderful, wonderful music and sound effects and all kinds of things to have in your game so that you can enjoy the atmosphere and everything of all of the official modules and Pathfinder modules and Call of Cthulhu stuff and science fiction stuff. I saw their new advert for the first time today. It's like a take on the Greedo Han Solo thing in the Mos Eisley Cantina. It's so good. Very good. Just to showcase their science fiction sounds as well. I hope that you can give them a try. Head on over to Sirenscape.com and you can have a free 30-day go at it. And if you want to become a Super Siren subscriber at the end of that, then you have access to everything forever and enjoy your wonderful games, be they in person or over the internet, spread across the world like we are. Now, that said, let us also say a massive thank you to the other sources of music and things that we use. If you would like to find them for yourselves and have them in your games too, please do consider heading on over to the videos on YouTube. The VODs over there have the links for all of the various channels and things that we like to use. This should, if the commands are working now, they were not working in the Underdark for some reason. Hooray, they're back. Okay, so if you would like to check those out, please head on over to our YouTube channel and check the VODs for those links there. And you can also head to the Twitter if you want to get news about all the things that are going on. Some exciting things coming up in the near future. T-3 weeks until the Odyssey. More about that later. Now, let us also say a massive thank you to the vastly talented Emma City Arts. New commands, don't mess it up, John. Babart. Okay, there it is. Yes, head on over to Emma's Twitter and you can also commission her to have fantastic art of your characters, your OCs, whatever you would like. Our Edgar and Asara portraits are by her, and I think a little Urk may be scampering onto the scene. We have some official Wizards of the Coast art at the moment, I believe from Acquisitions Incorporated. But you can check her out, and if her commissions are open, if you are lucky enough to get that timing right, then you can get fantastic art for your projects and OCs too. Now, that being said, let's quickly remind ourselves what happened last time up at their fortress, their base of operations in Argynvostholt, up on the hilltop looking down on the river valley of Berez. They had discovered Urk, a goblin guardian, one of the Order of the Silver Dragon, turned to stone for their own safety and trapped in limbo, in stasis for all these years, these decades, these eons? How long has it been? We don't really know. He was brought back by magics released through the building of Argynvostholt, and he met our adventurers and joined with them so that they could return this valley, a valley he is sworn to protect, back to the material plane, as they are trying to discover where Strahd tucked away the Fey goddesses, the arch-Fey of the Ladies of the Fanes, and where could they be? Their their spirits have been tucked away in other corners of Ravenloft, and if they are able to return them and reconsecrate the holy sites in Barovia, the stone circles dotted around the valley, they will be able to return the valley and all of its people back to the material plane, back to where it used to lie before Strahd's forces rolled into town. Now, after they met Urk and talked with him, they also... I'm trying to think, there was something else that happened in between. What was it? There was one more thing. What was the other thing? Sorry, I'm blanking for a second. So I need to write it down.
Go, John, go!
I'm trying to rewind too.
You were there too.
Yeah.
Urk is a goblin, and he has a dragon. see if there are any cues here.
Accurate.
Right?
That's true.
Yep, he is a Drake Warden from the new Fizzban's Treasury of Dragons, and go on. There was something else. I know there was something else that happened at Argynvostholt before you left.
We're gonna fill it. We're gonna fill your time while you think. Marin can understand the dragon, but can't speak. The dragon can't understand her, so she answers the dragon, but the dragon can't answer back. He just knows that she gets it.
Sorry, it's not working. It's not working.
I'm sorry.
Urk with the slam dunk. There it is, my friend. Yes, the Aarakocra came down from the mountains.
Yes.
With the Queen of the Birds. How could I forget? And they took advantage. Ooh, watch out, it's the roses. They took advantage of the large hole in the roof as a very nice aviary for themselves, and they have taken up residence in the upper floors of Argynvostholt. Thank you, Robojax. Sure, drink right now. It's the hydration cups. No. Okay, and as you. Yes, you welcomed them into their new abode here, and they were settling in as you set off to this last far western area of the valley that you had not visited yet, where the evil druids that had attacked and inhabited the winery, the Wizard of Wines, before you drove them out. They have retreated there, and you know that is their main base of operations, and you heard that they have stolen the magic gems that power and give life to the vineyard, and you need to get those back. You already got one of them returned to the Martikovs there, as you had liberated it from the walking hut of Baba Lysaga. These Baba ... dots and their walking huts. This is something they like to do, apparently. It's a thing. Anyway, you went over there and you met with them and saw that they were doing okay and rolled on by towards Yester Hill. Abandoning Esmeralda's wagon, you snuck up sneakily and quietly and observed the rings of stone cairns, burial mounds, around this concentric ringed hill, rising up to a wall of large black stones on the top, being hit by lightning, illuminating the scene, and you saw some strange, hideous, gigantic statue looming up over that wall of stones from within the ring of stones. And as you arrived here, Urk and Edgar were contacted by a voice that Edgar had heard before, the spirit of a barbarian chieftain from long before, even before Urk came to the valley originally. And he bade you come to his burial cairn and liberate the blood spear that he used to wield, so that you could rule over this valley. I'm not sure he realizes that that's not quite what you're intending to do, but he did steer you true, and you did arrive at his burial mound and found the magical item, the blood spear, in the burial mound there, and it is Urk now who is carrying that, riding his dragon, wielding it as if it was a lance. Dragon lance confirmed. Now, as you are making your way, well, actually, I think that's where we left things, weren't you? You were still gathered around Kavan's burial cairn and hiding away there and looking up at the hilltop with the crashes of lightning illuminating the scene. I think I have an animated picture to show you from that rather splendid fellow. Let me get the name properly. James's RPG Art, everyone, over on Patreon. Lots and lots of fantastic animated scenes for your D&D. There's lots of Icewind Dale ones, lots and lots of Curse of Strahd ones. If you're playing Curse of Strahd, you may have seen them on the Realmsmith channel. Very, very popular over there. But let me bring that up, and then we can enjoy the view. Oop. Delightful view that it is, whilst we meet these lovely players of ours. Let us go across the screen. Who are you? Who are you playing? And where are they at right now, Edgar?
Hello, my name's Mason, and I'm playing Edgar Phelan, the Mapak Spore Druid. And currently, he's thinking of the correct words to use, as he will follow Urk's wishes to talk to the Druids at first, but he does not believe the diplomatic way will work, but we'll still try.
Okay, thank you. Asara.
Hi guys, I'm Asara. I play secretly a drow rogue, and Asara is thrilled to have someone else that is not like Edgar. I love Mason, but Asara has no love for Edgar. So she's thrilled to have someone else kind of, think before you act, and not so fakey rainbows as she feels Edgar is, and kind of excited to see if diplomacy works. Enjoys trying things other than the sword immediately. So that's where she is. She's willing to and she also believes that Edgar is probably the best person to do diplomacy right now.
Okay.
So while she has no love for him, he is useful.
Indeed. And Urk, can you tilt your camera down a little bit? I mean, you're very in character.
Can we try to sit up a little bit? Hey, my name's Matt. Today I'm playing Urk, who is a Drake Warden Goblin Ranger of the Silver Dragon. I'll try and say that 3 times fast. Where I am in the world right now, I've just received a really, really cool Dragon Lance. It's towering above me, and as I hold it, I wiggle it a little bit, and the top wiggles a little bit, and I think, how the hell am I going to hold on to this? But I'm very pleased with myself.
Well, I have good news for you, Urk, because it is a magical spear, and magical items do size themselves compared to their wielder. So as you take hold of the blood spear, it does look like a ridiculously long jousting lance at first, but even as you look at it, you look at the blood stains on the wood of the haft, you look at the roughly chiseled top, and just feel the magical energy coming off it. But even as you look at it, it starts to shrink a little, so that it is a regular spear length with relation to you as a goblin. So it is up to Asara's shoulder, kind of thing.
Excellent.
Now, as you are looking around the scene here, deciding what to do next, the whole area is once again illuminated by that crash of lightning as it comes down and strikes the black stones. It always hits the black stones around the ring of the upper level of the hill. And again, you just see the big 10-foot tall burial mounds around the edges of the hill, and on top that wall of black stone hiding whatever it is within, that you can just see the shoulders and head of this gargantuan statue leering up over the edge, peering out across the valley. And you know that you need to head up there and see what's going on. Esmeralda, who is not here at the moment, turns to you all, and she's like, well, I'm glad you found what you were looking for. Should we make a move? I have need of this form. Just for a moment. This was my burial mound. I am Kavan. And as Esmeralda speaks in this new voice, her eyes rolled back in her skull, hanging limply as if suspended in the air. You could see vaguely, very faintly, shimmering around her, the spectral image of a very large man. An image that you have seen before. Edgar. Right, was it you, Edgar, that had that vision before, right? Or was it Craig? Sorry, I'm trying to see if I remember that.
Craig.
Was it Craig? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Craig has seen this before. Yes, you see this. You will see this for the first time then. And the voice mod is off, right?
Well.
Yes, it's off.
Yes.
If I ever, because I can't hear it. If I ever forget, please tell me. Because I've done that
Don't
before.
tell him.
Let me just bring one of these disadvantaged crystals over to Asara.
No.
So yes, you get this image, this vague spectral vision of this tall, broad-shouldered, well-muscled man with long, dark hair and a pair of bloody handprints on his chest. One of his eyes up above Esmeralda's head. You know, he's taller than she is, even though she's pretty tall. One of his eyes is missing, and he bears a gaping, ragged socket in the place of where the eye once rested. He carries a ghostly image of the spear that Urk is holding in his hand, and has a solemn countenance. It was very kind of you to bring one so close to where I dwell. Do not fear. I will return her to you. But I need her to communicate with you all. And as she already has one foot in my world, hers was the easiest to control.
And who are you?
Kavan, once warlord and chieftain of the folk who called this valley their home. And now, I charge you. Continue on your quest. Take my spear, little one. Wield it. Slay your enemies. Take Barovia back. And rule it as once I did.
Hearing this, I sort of look from the ghost figure to the spear, and there's still wet blood on it, and I feel it on my fingers. I just look back at him as I'm holding the spear, feeling the power. It's almost as if I could see the entirety of Barovia before me. And I slightly shudder.
I have heard of your deeds, defeating the evil forest folk who chose Strahd, abandoning the ladies of the plains. And as he says that, a raven comes flying down and alights on top of the burial mound. Just calls out huskily. This is Rosanna. I believe you know her kinfolk, the Martikovs.
Yes. We are aware of them.
Rosanna told me of your deeds, returning their property, driving the Druids back. Barovia, as it is called these days, has need of your strength. Drive them back once more. Stop whatever it is they have begun. Something foul is happening atop my hill.
I look at the raven.
Drive them back. Drive them back until I choke on the mists that trap us here. Drive them back. You are forest folk too.
Correct observation, yes.
But you are of the faithful. Stayed true to the ladies of the Thames, as do the Martikovs.
But of course, I would never leave the lady's side.
Admirable. If they can be returned, if you can take away the land that Strahd stole, our work here shall be complete, and I may rest again.
Well, as I see that we have similar goals.
Indeed.
Be of assistance.
And then, Barovia. Once Delmore. Once before that, Serenos. Can be returned to its rightful place. Are you prepared to attack your own? To battle your own? Little Mapak.
You must not understand my philosophy, but I come to acceptance rather quickly. They're no pack of mine.
Indeed. They betrayed your forebears. Four Mapaks, I guess. They should not be forgiven. And you must hurry. For they are at something new. A foul magic is building. With each strike from the skies, power is being channeled into something truly evil and against nature. Defiling the home of the mountain fane. Once again, as Strahd did before. The faithless have taken an artifact from the Matikovs. A green jewel. You must stop them. You must retrieve this artifact so that they may return to their vines, to the land that they have nurtured so long. And I can rest again. Because while the faithless are here, I can't get no sleep. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
John.
I'm sorry.
Understandable, it's okay.
Yeah, there was such a huge nightclub night in my university town, and that was their signature song. Those of you in chat who I'm sure are too young, no, let it go. In fact, I'm surprised, Mason, you reacted at all. Definitely too, to be honest. Matt, you're okay. Matt, you're too young, but you've got it's that British intrinsic thing that's just passed down through the generations.
Also, Loughborough Student Union was played constantly. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, excuse me. It's breaking the mood, sorry. And the form of Kavan fades as this happens, and as his presence leaves Esmeralda, she just slumps to the wet grass, narrowly avoiding braining herself on the stones of the cairn.
Asara's gonna rush over and grab her hand and pat her cheek and be like, "Are you back? You coming too?" Joking voice, but very concerned gestures.
She is out cold, unresponsive, swooning from the delights of that subscription from Carney Sideshow. Hey Chris, how you doing, mate? Congratulations on your 1 year. Yes, some new faces for you.
She's out.
She is.
So we're down a man.
Well,
Or even worse, down a lady.
Much worse.
Put her in a safe spot while we perform our duties here.
I'm gonna go through the whole thing of surveying the area for a proper safe spot.
Okay.
Please don't steal Esmeralda's body.
I mean, you could take her back to the tree line. You could hide her in her wagon, and then, if you hear an explosion, something's happened.
Oh, God. No, I'm gonna take her back to the tree line.
Okay.
Can I, roll survival to see how well I hide her? I have a bad feeling about this for some reason.
Self-inflicted. Yes, please.
Even though John's giving no hint of possible, I'm gonna act like there is.
Worry, it's
I have
just
a
because
feeling.
I'm trying to explain why she couldn't join us this evening. That's all.
No, I know.
Nothing else at all.
The last time this happened, Michael was gone forever. But I guess we knew about that. I'm scared.
Chris, Charlie, what are we to do? Us poor DMs, distrusted, always.
I just assume that sometimes you have a good poker face, John.
I have a terrible Pokedex.
Although I apparently can't roll anything. I'm clicking on. I don't have real dice because I'm in my bedroom all bundled up.
Play still.
But D&D Beyond is not playing nice. There we go. Oh well, she's screwed because I rolled an 8. She's getting taken if she's meant to be took.
So what was the total?
It was an 8.
Okay. So yeah, you do your best.
I just dump her body in the tree line.
Put a couple leaves on her, like
One right on, like, just on her forehead. To give her little buttons with leaves.
little twig right there, like.
Perfect.
Looks great.
As Nasara was taking care of that, Urk, you see one of the like little spores floating around Edgar. He like takes it and whispers to it, and it grows brighter. And you see it kind of flies and then goes right to Edgar as he casted enhance ability on himself.
Okay.
Urk is thoroughly impressed by this and slightly amazed by the little dot of light that appeared out of nowhere and sort of stares intently at what's happening.
That's it.
'Tis but a spell, Urk.
While the unconscious body of the lady that I met yesterday is being dragged towards the woods and the little dot of light is going, I take some blood from the spear and draw a line from my eye down my cheek. Just one single line.
Nice.
And then turn to look up at the hill where the lightning strikes. And just gaze up at the hill.
Okay. Again, you see that ominous figure. Non-moving this entire time, clearly some kind of statue looming above the ring of stones. But as you're spending the time to look, it doesn't seem like there's any patrol or any guards moving about the place.
Urk, I will, like you said, use my words when we meet with these druids. However, be wary that it can go wrong at any time. So be at the ready.
To be honest, on the journey here, Mushroom Man, I sensed things had changed. I don't know if these are the same druids that I knew once. To the top, we'll find answers, I guess. I sort of stamp my feet as if I'm ready to go.
Asar, are you finished? He like looks and sees like Ezra slumped body. Are you finished?
Yep. She's head. No one's gonna find her. She looks great.
Very well. Let us approach then.
Okay.
And Edgar will start.
I would like. Sorry, not sorry. I would like a new stealth check, please.
A new stealth check, of course.
Edgar?
Natural 20.
Oh, nice. You've got on Vox, let him fly. For a total of?
For a total of 23.
Nice. That's alright.
25.
Urk?
11.
And Blue?
But you're the smallest.
And the noisiest, apparently.
Yeah.
How do I do Blue's stealth check?
If you shift double check on the token, double click, sorry, you should have access to the thing. Or should you want me to?
Yeah, please. Do you want to control Blue throughout this campaign?
I can, but I mean, you know, I think on your sheet it has in the features and traits. If you click where it says Drake Companion, I believe. Yeah. If you click on the title Drake Companion, that will bring up the stat block on the side.
Aha, okay.
And you need to roll a dex roll, because he doesn't have a special stealth ability. So just roll a d20 plus 1.
8. Dragon is less stealthier than me.
Apparently. Okay. So... for an average of 16 and a half, thanks to your stealthy friends, and that natural 20. It's still pretty stealthy. You start to climb. Now, are you going to go up the pathway or up through the actual slope? The actual slope of the hill, like where the path isn't chiseled out there, is actually quite steep and tricky to climb, but you can.
Believe.
You
If
believe
all,
something.
if you all wish to tread these walls, you may, but I will approach from the path that has already been forged here.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way over to where the path has been carved up the side of the hill, and keeping to the edge of it and kind of stealthing along here. And it is, with the storm that's come in, these lightning flashes coming down, it is pretty gloomy, even though it's not nighttime. And you start to creep your way up the hillside towards the wall of stones. There they go. Okay, now, as you clamber up towards the top, let me switch this over. You start to gain elevation, get closer towards the stones, and you hear chanting in voices not unlike Edgar's. And it seems that, as Kavan mentioned, there is something happening up in the stone circle. As another flash of lightning illuminates the top, and again you see that looming figure up above the stones. As you get closer, you get a proper view for the first time. Atop the hill is a wide ring of black boulders and smaller rocks that collectively form a makeshift wall, enclosing, you see on the interior as you come up to the entrance, a field of dead grass. Lightning strikes the edge of the ring from time to time, illuminating a ghastly 50-foot tall statue made of tightly woven twigs and packed with black earth. The packed earth of the ground rises up 5 feet above either side of a winding trail, forming a natural ditch that snakes toward a wide break in the stone wall on the opposite side, the only other exit. To the east side of the ring, rough-cut earthen steps lead up to an array of several large boulders that stand among a patch of bare, muddy earth. To the west side of the ring, a set of dirt stairs halfway down the path ascends to a semicircle of tall, standing stones, arranged in simple geometric patterns around the enormous wooden statue. To the south, beyond the edge of the ring and the opposite exit, a massive dead tree rises above a small thicket of gnarled grey foliage. And courtesy of the Dragna Carter fantastic Curse of Strahd Reddit, we have a map. Because the map that we're on at the moment is very, very not to scale. Boop.
Cool.
This one is. So,
Oh.
here they are, folks. I will keep it close so you can see what's going on, but I will zoom out for everyone at home briefly, so they can see what we are dealing with here. I have to zoom a long way out because it's a very big map. Oh, okay, that's too far. Now, as you can see on the map, there is an intriguing and noteworthy emerald green glow emanating from the chest of the huge statue. The same colour as the crystal Esmeralda returned to the Martikovs. Now, let me pop up your brethren here. Edgar? You do see figures. Only visible because they're moving. They seem to be caked in dark grey mud, the colour of the surface of the interior of the ring. As the rain lashes down and they caper about, their paws raised up as a group of Mapak Druids praise to the giant statue. What do you do?
I start slowly making my way towards the group. Still trying
calls
to.
out. Wait. Something's wrong. Druids
Yes,
should
sir?
only worship nature. They shouldn't be worshipping concrete statues. Something's wrong.
It's wooden.
Dead trees.
Well, these druids, they're very devoted to Strahd. They're devoted.
Upon hearing that name, I grit my teeth. Then there will be no talking with them.
A brief end to the focusing.
Look at these
Very
fellas.
well then.
Imagine these
They-
fellas capering about.
They all seem pretty distracted. An ambush?
Agreed.
That will be a good form of action, but just to where Urk are. Remember that the spirit mentioning a gem we must collect for the Monsters.
I do.
Well, I believe there's a possibility it's residing within that statue there, as it has a very similar glow to the one Esmeralda gave them to earlier. So, if we could retrieve that, that would be most beneficial. That, along with the last bead if they have it here.
Okay.
Urk,
How many of them are over there?
you can make out 6, it seems. Urk,
Maybe
you feel a
direct-
nudge as Blue's scaly head kind of like bumps against you. なんでまだ歩いてるの? そろそろ飛ぼうよ。空から突然に落ちてきて全員殺そう。
Maybe.
Subtitles. Why are we still walking? Let us take to the skies, fall upon them, and kill them all.
We might not have to kill them. If we're careful, we could swoop in, get the gem, and get out of here. There's more of them than there are of us. Although, if the fight's what they want, the fight's what they'll get.
I will say. Wait, did Urk say it in Draconic or?
Yeah, it's talking back to the dragon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then never mind.
Let's check something here. Edgar,
Yes.
you notice something, and you realize it because it's something that you've employed before when you've been trapped out away from your home in the forests of the Svalach Woods at night. On the eastern side of the raised area there,
Mhm.
you can see disturbed patches of earth. And it looks like it's one of two things. You have dug shelters like that before to take a respite from the weather and hide away and perhaps some sleep, covered over with sod and leaves and dead grass. Or they're fresh graves. You're not sure which from this distance. One of those two.
Noted. Okay.
If you zoomed out quite a bit. Roll 20.
Okay, I am now.
Okay, so over here.
Ah,
in this,
okay, got
in
it.
this disturbed area, where the grass isn't. Sorry, everyone, you can't see that.
Okay.
Want you to see these lovely tokens? See Emma's art, which is on the overlay, but never mind. Okay, so are we sneaking in?
We are. Let me just double check anything real quick. Okay, yes. I'm good to sneak in.
Sarah, Urk, what are you doing?
Sneak closer. At least we are.
I am also going to sneak.
Okay, now that last check was to get you up to the circle of stones.
Mm.
So let us see how you fare as you try to creep into the actual interior. So one more stealth check, please.
Okay.
Big hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us. Edgar.
That will be 11.
Okay. Asara.
31.
13. Is that natural? That's not even a natural 20?
That's not even a natural 20 now.
What's your plus? That's ridiculous.
How does it feel, Steffi?
Is it like plus 12 or something? What's your stealth?
It's plus 13.
Holy wow.
I velvet in.
Indeed. Ice cream all the way. Urk.
25.
Hey. And Blue?
19.
Hey.
Dang!
I thought Edgar had caused some problems there, but nope.
Yeah.
For an
I thought I soiled it.
For an average of 21.
Huzzah!
Edgar seeing these other Mapaks and kind of remembering all the wrongs done when the schism happened between the two groups of forest folk, kind of starts to scamper in, without any caution particularly. But then, Asar and Urk, you kind of you're like and like Blue's long neck kind of darts forward and like grabs Edgar's belt. And as the dragon does that, Sporlax like rises up from Edgar's hat. He's like, "Oi, watch it, Scaly. I'll do you for a treat." Edgar, be careful. There's I can't put my finger on it, but there's something. There's something about this place. Something familiar. I'm sorry, it's really distracting that they say Mordor. It's like, Mordor, Sauron, rise! This big flaming eye appears on top of the statue.
Familiar, you say? When you think of us to why?
Don't know what it is. I think I've been here before. Everyone, Sporlax is a little. Oh, God, I forgot the name. What are they called? Campestry.
Campestry, yes.
Dana. Hello. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you had a lovely session. We are sneaking. The cops have found us, but we are sneaking into Yester Hill as the Mapak Druids. Is that your in, Matt?
Hopefully, you're the siren.
Yeah, very much.
Oh, close my window.
I was like, that's not a Japanese siren. Sounds very familiar to me.
As if they would be so rude to blare their sirens at this time of night.
How dare them?
Okay. Hey, Makatak. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so as you sneak in with that average of 21, very nice, you are unnoticed, and you're able to use that raised ground there. You know, there's that 5-foot high bank along which you can have, like, well, let's be honest, Asara, you duck down. Everyone else is fine.
That's true. A giant among mushrooms.
Okay, so please make your way forward to wherever you would like to go.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can just drag. You can just drag and drop it. It's okay. When you're quite finished, so.
My goodness, I'm so sorry.
Bless you.
I don't. That was uncalled for.
See, Thamiel's being much nicer about it. Yes, bless you indeed. Okay.
Thanks. No one cares.
So yeah, you sneak up to just where the path comes down, and Edgar, you recognize this unmistakably. You know, this must be the circle of the mountain thing that has been, you know, just everything else that has been constructed around this. But these men here, these standing stones that are up on this raised area, are clearly what used to be the area blessed of the mountain fame.
Okay.
Now, be careful. You are very close.
Yes.
To some.
Um.
No thanks.
Edgar, seeing this, sensing everything happening, you both stay quiet right here. Not to try to be diplomatic, but I do wish to talk to them. But stay hidden.
They're all swaying this way and that, just chanting up at the statue. I'm sorry, let me do this properly.
Can we not capture one? Oh God.
More
It's so little on your face.
The ears kind of like pop ahead, like, oh,
You're wearing glasses.
Those are not my mapox.
We are the faithless.
I'm gonna, like, before Edgar like pops out and runs towards these scary, small-headed, on this enormous-bodied Mapax. She's gonna be like, can we not grab one for you after? Because you're ruining the element of surprise here.
You will still be a surprise to them.
Sarah, with your background, you will know you won't get away with much discussion this close. you rolled well, but just having an open conversation, even hushed, is going to be a problem.
Upon hearing the rather loud conversation going on to my right, I cast Ambush Prey, and with a very soft click of the fingers, I disappear.
Ooh. Blue is at your beck and call, ready to bear you to the skies. Now, everyone, if you are familiar with the Drake Warden Ranger from the new book, normally it is a higher level when you can ride them as they're flying, because they need to be a large dragon as their form evolves, so they can carry a medium-sized adventurer. But Eric is a goblin, a small creature, and Blue is already medium-sized. So, following the logic, he can already ride it as it's flying. It teases you so badly. It's like, you may now use your dragon as a mount, which means you can ride it as it walks along the ground. you can't ride it as it's flying until later on, usually. So, if you have a kind DM people at home, make yourself a small character and become a Drake Warden. Okay. So, is that a spell that you've cast there?
Yeah, so the Humblewood Ambush Prey, it turns me invisible for an hour until I attack someone.
Excellent. Okay, that will give you advantage on your stealth checks, because you still make splashes in the water, and you're passing through the space, but it is difficult to find you. And I will note, we all have inspiration crystals, should you ever wish to use them. Hey, Daisy.
Upon seeing Eric turn invisible, I'm going to ready my bow and turn towards Edgar and be like, all right, go on then. And I'm going to stay where I am around the corner.
Okay.
Edgar
I don't say, all right, go on then. I nod my head.
Yes.
And I was whispering before. John said it just didn't matter.
No, these have to be stage whispers.
Edgar gives a nod as a thank you and starts walking up. And
It's interesting, Edgar. You see Blue there tucked away behind the raised ground, but you can't see Eric anywhere.
he gives a curious look, but continues on. And
Are you just walking openly up there?
as he walks openly towards the earth,
Okay.
he
As you do, the ones to the north and south there, the ones that seem to be leading whatever's happening here are tucked away behind that stone where Eric's hiding, but the ones to the north and south are kind of almost in a bit of a trance, so that they don't see you immediately, but as you get up, I'd say like 2 more squares probably,
Mhm.
they both turn. Who's this? Who comes? Warning! Warning! And they raise their hands, and those of them that aren't chanting and doing the main ritual, the ones to the north and south, all 4 of them conjure flames in their paws. Who? Where you from? Other tribe?
Not of your tribe, but I do wish to speak.
You with the stupid ones?
Nay, little one. I wouldn't go straight into using such hurtful words.
Get gone. We are busy.
Who is leading the chant here?
No interrupt. Important. More important than you.
Very well. May I at least see? I'm quite curious.
No. You get out, or you die. Your blood feeds the tree.
Is it just this one that sees me, or is it multiple?
The two to the north and the two to the south.
Two to the north,
have
two to the
reacted.
south. Okay.
Yeah.
Let
The
me
ones
just
the ones in
check.
the middle are two involved. And they would actually
Mhm.
sorry, it gets a bit weird when it turns to the side, sorry everyone. They would actually step to you.
Okay.
As you do that, another crash of lightning comes down and ricochets off the black wall of stones behind this huge statue. And as you get close up, you can see that there are roots. Let's get this face off. You can see that there are roots bursting up from the soil beneath the statue and intertwining with its construction. And Urk, you see this as well as you've crept up there, and they are intertwined and weaving in and out of the statue itself. And you see, like without a doubt, this close up, Urk, you too. This is a half decent representation of Strahd.
With that last threat that Mapok gave, Edgar kind of giggles a little. Well, I guess I should have known better. But you all are truly gone, and I will feel no remorse. And as he says that, he slams his staff down, and at the center right here on the ground.
Sorry, it's got you back, wait. Yep. Go for it.
You see running waters start to form, and a maelstrom starts coming out and
Nice.
swirling.
The rain pouring down just starts to spin and turn around in the air as you stand there defiant. What are you casting?
Maelstrom.
Okay, that does what it says on the can. Okay.
Yep.
What's the deal with that?
So, it's going to be a total of 30 feet. 5 foot deep water forms, and it's a 30 foot radius centered on the point. So,
Oh no.
Centered where?
centered pretty much right there.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's grab a little
I was thinking,
thing.
I didn't read 30-foot radius part. I thought it was 30-foot diameter.
Let's
But
see. 1,
already
2, 3,
committed.
4, 6, 7, 8. What would it be? It was 6. 30-foot radius? So 60 foot across?
Yeah. Yep.
Can goblins swim?
Here we go.
You're about to find out.
Grab blue.
Sorry, say me again. Sorry, where was that centered again?
It was centered. It was centered right there. Yep. Yep.
Good. Okay, let me just.
Sara's cursing to herself, short-sighted Mapak.
Is that about right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, as you say that, Sarah, this water just comes gushing over the edge and just cascades down on you from the raised ground above. Sorry, Edgar, read the spell for me just one more time.
So, what's going to happen is, until the spell ends, the area is difficult terrain.
Okay.
any creature that starts its turn there
Mhm, mhm.
must succeed on a strength saving throw or take 66 damage and be pulled 10 feet towards the center.
Oh Lord. Okay. Dark Lord. Dark Lord Edgar. Okay. Let us get some initiative, people, and see when this is about to happen to everyone.
Oh my god.
Okay, blue goes on your turn, Eric, so we don't need a thing for them. And let's see here.
In the future, I will remember to double check the ranges.
I literally rolled worst possible for my initiative.
Oof, bad luck.
Oh,
Nat 1
Yeah, Edgar, you're oh,
for the
if you-
chat.
If you got him, folks, let him
Nuts.
fly.
not 66 damage, Sammy, or 6d6.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's what I heard too. I heard 66 and I was like, what a specific number, but I was so in shock that I didn't think to question it. I was like, we're gonna die.
Hey, Vicky, how you doing? Everyone, do click on Vicky's name there and give them a follow. I will be over there guesting on their channel on Saturday, playing through the Fighting Fantasy Adventure. But do I have a fighting chance? Okay, so as the
Also, let me
spell-
point out that Edgar has no idea where Eric is. Just cast in storms. Sorry, John.
It's okay. Let us, as the sound of your magic and cries of alarm from the druids go up, Asari, you do cry out in dismay one more time as you see turf and leaves and dead grass thrown aside, and those patches of ground that Edgar noticed on the far side but just didn't tell any of you about are thrown back as 6 tribes berserkers rise up out of the ground with their battle axes glinting in a flash of lightning, and they're just like, "Ah, intruders! You must not stop! Must not intrude! Kill them! Blood for the tree! Blood for the tree!" And these rather nasty, porcupine-looking fellas come bursting up out of the ground. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So, Edgar, what's your initiative?
Oh, didn't go in.
Nope.
There we go. 15.
Okay, thank you. So, Urk, at the moment, you are still invisible. What would you like to do?
Can I try and jemmy the gem out of the tree or the statue?
It is quite high up, so hang on. There is something about this. Just a moment. Okay, so with... Oh, here we go. So yes, as you see that glow up above in the chest. It's like I said, it's a 50-foot tall statue. So you can clamber up there. Oh, I'm trying to find what it said about how to try and get it out of the statue. I know I saw it somewhere. But yes, you can clamber up because the way it's built, just sort of interweaving wooden pieces and then the soft soil inside, packed in tight. But sorry everyone. Curses. Dodgy internet. Just me and you now, Matt. Oh, not even you.
Nice.
Where's Matt gone? Matt, come back to
I'm
us.
here.
I know, sorry.
Can you
It's
not
like,
hear me?
no, it's just for some reason on the 2-person screen it doesn't show you.
Oh.
Why? Sorry, everyone. Let's just jump into the mists here for a moment. sorry, dodgy incident.
Ah. I've returned.
Yes. There we go. Okay, right. So, as you look at the statue, it would be quite easy to climb, but it is going to take a turn to climb up, and that's going to be using your action as well, because you don't climb as fast as you're walking. Right, you don't have a climb speed, do you? So, you to climb up to its chest would take your movement and then a dash action.
Okay, but in that case, I'm going to take my tinderbox out of my backpack and I'm going to set the statue on fire to burn Strahd to the ground.
A tinderbox is not going to be enough. That's for lighting, like kindling, dry kindling and stuff.
Okay. So
yeah.
I take my tinderbox and my rope. I cut a little bit of the rope to make enough fluff to get the fire going. Pack that at the bottom of the statue whilst invisible, and then strike it.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so you're taking your turn here to get this started. That definitely happens.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right. Sorry, everybody. Okay. So, as that happens, next up is you, Edgar. So you say it was a saving throw?
Correct saving throw. Yep. Ooh. Wait, beats it for the DC, right? Is it that or?
Hang on.
Okay.
Where even is this? Oh wow, top level spell.
Yes.
Okay, so you start your turn there. Strength saving throw. I'll take that. Okay. So, what did you roll?
I rolled exactly 17, which is the DC. So does that beat it, or is it?
Yep.
Okay,
beats
cool.
it. Yep. Okay. So
right.
yes, you use. I think because you're holding onto the staff, and it's like buried into the ground there, and you're just like,
yeah.
None shall
And,
pass. Yeah, sorry.
And I'll like continue kind of like burying it and like eventually walk just out of it finally, and I see Asara about to be pulled in, and Edgar casts Thorn Whip and like wraps around Asara to pull her in towards him.
Okay, I'll give her advantage on her check. As this raging torrent of water is just swirling around on the ground here, washing the mud and grass and all the ditches here. Yes, it is spiraling in towards that central point. Okay, so that brings us to the Druids. They were. Let's see. Okay, so they are going to make their saving throws. So, first, I'll go the 4 that were closest to you. Hey, Kyle, how you doing, my friend? We are battling druids on top of Yester Hill. A maelstrom of water has rushed in and is threatening to damage some of the players as well, but mostly these poor druids. These poor little Mapak druids, they're just hanging out, making new friends. Anyway, so yes, strength saving throws. They have +0. So we'll see how we go. So I'm just going to roll. So the top one there in that line of 4. Natural 20. The next one down. 14 fails. The lower one. 17 beats it. The lowest one. 18. I am famous for my saving throws. The one that is on the inside of that stone, the Stonehenge kind of looking menhir there. 5. The one at the front, an 18. So only 2 of them, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Get hit by that. So it's going to be. So yeah, roll me the 66.
Yep. And then the ones that failed are also going to be pulled 10 feet closer to the center.
Yes.
But it's going to be a total of 18 damage.
18 damage. Excellent. Okay. So this. Hang on, where are they? Zoom out a bit on my map so I can see everything that's going on here. Okay. So yeah, this one here failed. So they take that damage. Let's see, 18 damage. Boom! They're just buffeted and thrown around, caught off guard. That magic flame that was in their hand just immediately winks out. Crazy gamer. Piss off. I was going to say hello, but no, piss off. I don't want to buy any followers or anything, thank you. Where's it gone? There you go. Off you pop. Okay, so, it is Guts, Kyle, thank you. Okay, they are buffeted around, they're slammed against that standing stone there, and they are already on their last legs as they're just smashed against the rock. And, I mean, if they reach the center, nothing happens, right? They just get pulled in that direction.
Yeah, they pretty much just get pulled, yeah.
Okay, and the same happens to the one that was on the other side of the rock, but they're, like, drawn up, because the center of the Maelstrom's just on the opposite side of that stone, so they're just, like, sucked towards it, and again, just slammed up against that standing stone there. It's like the Lady of the Mountain Fane is already getting her revenge. Also reduced to their last legs, as they are slammed up against here. And I didn't put our Berserkers in. I'm sorry, Berserkers. Rawr. Oh, wow, okay. That hasn't changed the turn order then. They got a 2. Oh, no.
I just realized probably like just barely the top of my hat was poking out of the water because it's like 5 foot deep
I know, right?
water.
Sporlax is like holding onto the edge of your hat, like pulling. He's like, no, no. Okay, and that is that, and you let's see, yeah. So this one's 2 hat. Okay, so the other 3 that had that spell readied. Just like throw out their little paws and they're like, "Now you shall not interrupt our work. Now!" And the flames shoot out, or little sparks of flame shoot out from the flames in their palms. And actually, they have concentration on that, so I should mark that. These concentric circles, Matt, means there's a concentration happening on a spell. And if anyone who's concentrating on a spell takes damage, Edgar, you too. They have to make a Constitution saving throw, which is DC 10 or half the damage, whichever is higher. And if they fail the Constitution save, then the spell is lost. But if they pass, then there's no effect. So these 3 are concentrating on this flame in their hands, and they just like they lash out towards you, Edgar. They still haven't seen Asara, and that flashes across towards them, and that is going to be... Let me see, sorry. So ranged spell attack. Okay. So their to hit is a +4. Okay, so 3 of them come towards you, Edgar. These flames shoot out across the space there. And that is going to be a dirty 20, a 16, and a 9. So 2 hits?
2 hit. Yep.
Okay, so as the flame crashes into you, you take... Let me get this right here. Sorry, folks. Sticking with things here. Okay, you take 20 fire damage from the 2 that hit you, and the other one just goes across into the other side of the wet bank there, crashes into the grass on the other side. Okay, and they, I think, yeah, they will move out of the water.
Okay.
This one runs over here. This one can get to there, and this one steps up out here. No, one more out of the way there. All right, thank you. So, Asara, what you doing? Yeah, that's right, Tamio. Con save. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Edgar. Edgar, 2 con saves, please.
Yep.
Do I have to roll my strength check now, or is it at the end of the turn?
Yes, you roll a strength saving throw.
Okay.
So, Edgar, what were the con saves?
It was 15 and 11.
Okay, both pass. You can keep concentration.
Woohoo!
And I think I have advantage on that strength saving throw because Edgar, tiny little Mapak, tried to pull me.
By the way, Urk, as you're kind of crouched down, lighting this fire, like you're concentrating on lighting the fire at the statue, you get a bit of a surprise as the druid that is chanting is like wading forward through the maelstrom of water to get out of that, and comes up right next to you, and stands like beside you, still like up, looking up at the statue, chanting.
Shove him back in the water. There.
Okay, so what's your strength saving throw, Zara?
It is. I had advantage, right?
Sorry?
I wanted to confirm that I had advantage because Edgar
roll it.
tried to pull on me.
Roll it, and oh yes, that's right. Yes.
Okay.
Snake eyes, wild magic.
I can't believe you just wished that on me, John. I rolled a 2 and then a 1.
Oh no, I didn't. Okay, damn it! I said snake eyes. That's not what I wished at all.
Well, I have a -1, so I essentially got a 1 and a 0. Oh no, not on saving throws. Saving throws, I'm 0. So I got a 2.
Hey, Edgar, I see how you doing. Okay, so that is a fail. Edgar, would you roll me 6d6, please?
Sarah is
I
taking
swear to God.
18 damage.
18 damage, Sarah, and you are dragged up towards the Maelstrom center.
Okay, and now I'm going to use. I'm sorry. Does it inhibit movement?
It's difficult terrain.
It's difficult terrain. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna use all of my movement
Like,
to get over here. Nope. And then I will loose an arrow to this guy. Wait, I'm sorry. Am I in a ditch? This guy's up
It's
of
only-
me?
It's only 5 feet high, so you can see it's okay.
Okay, cool.
They have to be right on the edge to get away from the water. So.
Alright, that's going to be 25 to hit.
Double hit.
And it's going to do 6 damage.
Okay. Noted.
And I'm also going to use my Insightful Fighting as a bonus action for specifically this gentleman over here.
Okay. I'm gonna make my con save.
Insight.
16, so they keep the concentration. Against
and
bluff.
it's gonna. I'm sorry.
Do I get to roll anything against that?
It's an insight check on my part, but it's not rolling contest. Oh, it is contested by move dice. I rolled a 27. Contested by target's deception check.
Yeah. Right. So you roll your insight check, please.
27.
I cannot beat that.
I win.
A natural 20 would give me a natural 20 plus 0. Okay. So yeah, you figure out exactly what this little Mapak is all about. Okay. So slams into them. Okay, the arrow catches them in the shoulder, but they like grit their teeth and refuse to be distracted. No, you shall not stop us. We shall bring Winter Splinter. And
No.
it is the porcupines, the Berserkers' turn, as they all just come charging across. They're going to have to dash to get next to you, but next to you is where they get. Rawr! Rawr!
Oh.
This one's like, oh, I want some dragon. Rawr! Blue. Who's actually green? Rawr. Rawr. Okay, they had to dash to get there, so they can't do anything else. But they're just they have these battle axes up in the wheeling around their heads. And they're just like just like coming right at you. Just completely caked in that dark kind of grey mud. Starting to streak down. You see little patches of their fur as the rain starts to streak down through and wash it away. Okay. And yeah, Vicky, isn't it great music? There's one more I will play you. I'll let this one play for a bit more because it's really fun, but let me switch over in a second. Remind me if I forget. Because there's another one that's absolutely fantastic. Bless you.
Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Back to the top of the round. Ark. Roll me a survival check. The difficult conditions that you are in, and to avoid the notice of the druid who is at your side.
24.
That'll do it. Okay. As you, let me see. Okay, as you try to shelter from the rain and lights on this frayed rope and get the flames going, you do see a slight glow start to appear at the base of the statue, and okay, yeah, it does seem to catch. Now, it looks like it's going to let's have a look here. It seems like it looks like it's not because the way the rain's coming down and like the packed earth inside isn't very flammable. So, do you have like lamp oil or something?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you think that you can make a start. It will start to damage the statue, but it won't take up and go over the whole thing. But some dragon fire might be rather useful.
Okay, so on seeing that my efforts are going to waste and the kindling's not really lighting the statue on fire.
It does damage it a bit. I have taken away some HP from it.
Okay, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of tut and then draw my dagger and stick it in the foot of the druid, like standing next to me, in his boot.
Okay. So, roll me an attack with advantage.
21 hit.
Absolutely.
For that 7 damage.
There you go. Okay, so ace down. The dagger just like plunges into his foot. What's the damage on that?
7.
7, thank you. Okay. Ba-bum. Minus 7. So he's just like screams, like in alarm and surprise. No, what's this? Nothing. No, nasty bitey thing. No. And just snarls down as you appear in the rain there at his side, the invisibility gone, and I'm gonna zoom in close, folks. I'll zip around the map for you to show you who's doing what, but let's get nice up close and personal. Here we go. We are over here right now, and Urk has stabbed the priest there. I'm gonna make a concentration check for them on their ritual that they're doing. Dirty 20. So they like but they don't miss a beat, and they do carry on chanting where they were before, and looking, and they look back up, and they kind of like trying to sidle away from you a little bit. Yes. Okay, that brings us to you, Edgar.
Okay. So, what Edgar's going to do? Question, John. Through Edgar's journeys, would Edgar have ever seen a dire wolf?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. Just making sure. So, so with that, you see Edgar kind of turns to you, Asara, like, apologies, Asara, you might see a more feral side to me. And as he see the spores kind of swirl around him and he glows, and he starts changing shape. And now you just watch it.
Sporlax is like, yes, come on, Edgar. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy.
Are you still wearing a mushroom hat?
And then, as it's basically like Pokemon evolution, where the spores fly around, he glows, and then yes, you do see the mushroom hat still atop. Like,
so yeah, and you can just see just perched between the shoulder blades, you can see Sporlax just mounted on this direwolf. He's just like, yes.
My goodness.
And with that, that's the main action. So
let me pause you for a second there. Urk,
of course.
Blue is going to waste at the moment. What would you like Blue to do? You have to use your bonus action to tell him to do something.
Okay, so over the gust of winds, I shout, "Ian!" Which, as we all know, is Draconis but flame. So hopefully he gets the message.
Alright, so let me double check how this works. So we're using these for the first time, folks. Excuse us. Let's see here. Okay, he has the bite attack at the moment.
Okay, I don't know Draconic for bite, but let's imagine that I shout that.
It's Kande.
Kande.
Yes, Kande.
Okay.
Okay, and he just the ones nearby.
I'll let Blue be Blue. You know, he knows what he's doing.
Okay, so roll me a d20 plus 7 to attack.
27.
Natural 20. Now, see, call those out. That's impressive. Okay, natural 20, everyone. If you've got to let them fly, I need you to roll me. Let me double check this. I need you to roll me 4d6 plus 4. Cheers, Daniel.
19.
19 total. Okay. Is it? Which one would you like to go for? East, southeast, or south?
Let's go east. Let's break the line.
Okay. So yes, you see Blue's neck just go dart out and just like chomp into that berserker there. And you said 16?
19.
19. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, it just bites down as he. Sorry, you see this. As he bites down, there is a flare of flame as extra fire damage is caused as it bites into this creature. Okay, nice. Thank you. Edgar, you finished everything, yes?
Yes, the wild shape was about it. Yeah.
Okay, that's a full action. Oh yeah, you're not moon. Moon Druids is just a bonus action, isn't it?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, thank you. So yes, it is the Druid's turn. Let me roll for these two poor Druids in the middle of the Maelstrom still. It was a strength save, right?
Correct.
Top one, natural 1. Bottom one, 12. They both fail. 66, please.
That'll be...
Again, repeated just like slammed against that rock. Like...
So that's going to be...
Let's see. Can Snap Camera cope with vicious... It's like... Oh no, it can't. No, too fast. You can't keep up with it.
As they get slammed onto the stone some more, they take 23 blunt damage.
Each? Okay, they were both blooded. So you just see these Mapak just go limp as they're just being smacked against, and they just go, and they're just being... The two corpses are just being swirled around the rock as they are both dead. That is an X-Mapak. And that is an X-Mapak. Folks, if you would like to see your humble folk being treated with more care and respect, do join us on Quest Junkies UK for a mini Humblewood campaign starting January 29th with myself, Edgar, Asara, Scarlet from the College of Inspiration, and Marin. And Josh. Josh too. Yes, okay. Right. Thank you, everybody. Nicely done, nicely done. Okay. So, that is their turn. The other Mapak there are going to... Two of them are going to try and hit you as the direwolf, Edgar. And the other one is going to go for you, Asara, with their fire attacks. They still have those fires in their hands. Okay, so... That was a d4 to hit. So, Asara, against you. 21. So
hey, that hits.
That is 13 fire damage. Hits into you there. And then the other two are going for you, Edgar. What's your AC as the direwolf? Actually, let me give you that.
As direwolf, I believe it's 14. Yep.
I need to give you that token, don't I? Sorry. Tally! Thank you for the subscription. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're very, very well. Where we at? Edgar Phelan. And
yes.
Edgar Phelan. Boom. Check that. Is that working?
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. So that you can keep track of your HP and stuff in there as well. And you've got your AC there.
Oh, awesome stuff.
So what is the AC there? 14. Okay, two little shooting flames come towards you. And one misses, one hits. You take 14 fire damage.
Okay.
Good to see you, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you, Tally. Hope you're well. Okay. And they're just, they're still standing there. It's like, yes! Hang on, let's do this properly. And, Tally's here now. She missed it before. Yes! Yes, you will burn! Burn! And just chop them into little pieces! You will not stop our work. You cannot stop the birth of Winter Splinter! Winter Splinter! Winter Splinter! Okay. That's better. And that's their turn. Bell.
I am going to disengage.
Okay. And still be slightly on fire. In a good way.
A little on fire. And I am going to move
Sorry, everyone. I
over here.
Dash around and show you everyone what's going on. Shoo, there she goes.
There I go.
There she goes.
All right, wait. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. I'm going to get up on this. Oh, no, it's 5 upward movement, so I'm going to be here on this hill.
It's only 5 feet tall, so you can, it's just the same movement. It's okay.
Okay. Then I will go back there. I'm going to be up here on this little hill so I can get them from far away.
You're taking Colby's... You don't have to take Colby's place and always be, really far off the battle map so I can't show you on screen. There she is, all by herself.
Actually, I feel like I very rarely, this battle I feel very in the rogue mindset of I need to be away.
I'm teasing.
In self-preservation mode. I am going to die, so
fair.
Maybe that's the big thought always. Be far away, I am going to die.
Okay. So shoot.
Okay, so and I'm going to use, so I disengaged, I moved away, and I'm going to use my bonus action for, to give myself steady aim, so that way I have advantage on my next attack roll.
Well, if you use the bonus action to disengage, then you could shoot now.
Okay.
Hey, Pat, how you doing? Dang, dude, do you ever sleep? Pat, do not worry. The session before was lunchtime for me. It is now evening for me. So yes, I do sleep. Contrary to popular belief. Okay.
Can I use a bonus action before I use my actual action?
Yeah, all the different parts of a turn can happen in any order, and you can move. You can move part way, do something else, and then use the rest of your movement. Okay, any
right, that one I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Okay. All right. Cool.
So
then
shooting at the druid or shooting at the berserker?
Mason, Edgar's in danger. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this first guy.
Beefy Mapaks. I'm just saying.
All lined up
Strong.
like ducks in a row. Okay.
Actually, isn't there a cool like Mapak emote? I seem to remember seeing.
I don't know.
There's Batman now. Hello, Batman. Where'd you come from? Is he cat? I'm sure there is one. I've seen one before. Sorry, find it.
It's gonna be 27 hit.
I found it. Spam the rack attack. Yeah. And that definitely hits.
And that's gonna be 7 piercing. And do I have advantage since I have the high ground?
No, sorry.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. But yes, the arrow just feather them and they're in the side, and they're looking around for where it came from. Okay. Thank you. Speaking of Berserkers, it is their turn. They are not going to break away from the big direwolf because they don't want to get attacks of opportunity. So they're going to go for 3 for you and 3 for blue. Yeah, right. So first I'm going for you, Edgar. Wolfgar. As the great axes start a swinging. First one. 16?
Hits. Yep.
Okay, that's 4 damage.
Okay.
Second one, they only get 1 attack each. 18 for 8 damage.
Yep.
And the third one, 14? Does 14 hit?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, for 12. So it's a total of 24.
Yep. That'll take me out. Wild shape form.
Oh, already? Ouch. How many HP do they have?
Direwolves have 37 hit points.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that makes.
Extra beefy.
But I think. Oh, and make me that concentration check, please.
Yes.
Or you could just dispel it now that it's. I mean, it's good to have still there, I guess.
Yeah. Nat 1 anyway, so.
Oh, okay, there it goes.
Yep.
Noted. How do I get it? Come here. I don't know how do I select it? There it is. Okay, the waters just drain out and stop swirling around there. And the two Mapak corpses just kind of come to a stop in the muddy ground. Okay. And you are left there, no longer with concentration. Let me get that off you there. Okay. Now, did any of that damage roll over? Because any damage that rolls over goes onto you.
1 damage did.
Aha! Take that. Are you fighting a gang of koalas? No, they're fighting raccoons. Which, yeah, close. Trash koalas. Okay, yes. Sorry, yes, Carl, that was the correct answer, wasn't it? Okay, is blue ready for this?
Should be.
It's pretty tough. He's got an AC of 18, so, let's see how we go. Chop! Dirty 20, that hits. 19, that hits too. And an 18, that hits too. I'm sorry. They're very, very, very good berserkers. For a total of 27 damage. Yeah, no, I'll do it on the token for you. Boom. Okay. So, yes, these berserkers are chopping away at blue there. And he's just like, Itai! Nanda kono moya moya no. Mendakusai! Angry Draconic. Okay, and it is your turn, Eric.
I draw my blood spear
Barovian Trash Pandas.
as I reach behind me
Absolutely.
and pull the spear in, and I try to spear the druid standing over me.
Please go for it.
Good. Does
Just
a 10 hit?
Oh, it does not, I'm afraid. You thrust up with the spear, but something something happens. There's a glimpse of kind of magical energy, and you look, and under the robes of this Mapak druid, their skin looks like bark of a tree, toughened, and the blood spear does not able to pierce through it, I'm afraid. He's not invisible anymore, Flamio, sorry. He stabbed him in the foot, so he became visible when he did that. Now, Urk, you have an advantage crystal if you would like to reroll.
Yeah, let's definitely reroll.
Okay, go for it.
It's 12.
Oh, sorry, still not enough. As the this tough skin encasing the druid fends off the attack with the blood spear, and it just like snarls and continues to chant Mordor. Okay. So, no worries, Lamia, no worries. Okay, and that brings. What do you want to do with blue?
Another bite attack, same target.
Okay, so roll me that's d20 plus 6.
So that's 15.
A 15. Let me check how their AC is looking. That hits. These are not as tough as the druids, it seems, so not using any magic like the druids are. So yeah, that hits, and please roll me the damage, which is 2d6 plus 4.
Uh, 12.
12 damage on this Berserker. Ooh, hang on, I messed up. That'll be down to that. Okay, thank you. We just... That one... Yes, okay, so yeah, cuts into that one there, and bites into it, and again there's that flare of flame from the bite attack, as its draconic essence is channeled into the attack. Now, also, remember, if an ally within 30 feet of blue hits with an attack, blue can infuse their attack with some fire as well. As the reaction, as blue's reaction. So that can happen off their turn, okay? I think, is it just with a melee attack? Let me double check. Double checking. Sorry, everybody. Just a moment. New toys here, new toys. I've had to deal with 2 dragon-wielding players today. And out of the abyss, we had our monk druid with their Matt Colville companion animal, which is a red dragon wormling. Infused strikes. There we go. Yeah, and that says just with a weapon attack. It doesn't say a melee attack. So even if Asara hits one with an arrow, you can infuse that. So actually, roll that for me now, because this is a new toy. Roll me a d6, Eric. Let's give some extra damage on that Berserker there.
2.
Okay, so yeah, 2 extra fire. So Asara, you kind of look curiously as your arrow hits home, and there's a little flare of fire as it digs into the Berserker's flesh. Okay, Edgar, it is your turn.
Alright, John, serious question. Do
Yes.
I happen to see 10 centipedes?
I mean, there are bugs. Centipedes is very specific. You'd have to go digging into some rocks and things.
Okay, because it says specifically on here 10 centipedes. That's why I asked.
That's something
What
that has...
other
Yeah, so go for it.
what other bugs might he see?
Well, what...
Maybe that's a better question, because I know Tarina had that spell, so I know it lists a few. So maybe
What are you looking? What are you looking
bugs?
I was looking for 10 centipedes, but either 3 spiders, 5
the
wasps, 1 scorpion.
Is it giant insect?
Yes, giant insect.
Is that the component?
Yeah, I transformed it. There could be other insects that like replace them too. instead.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this, right? You are short here on top of a hill, surrounded by grass and boulders and other things. There are gonna be insects somewhere. Cast the spell, and it emanates out from you. And roll a 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll a d4, and that insect is within range.
I love it.
Okay.
That's actually,
I love it.
But let's actually make it a d3 because there won't be any wasps here.
Okay, got it. So, as
Just roll a d6.
I slam my staff down, my spores spread out everywhere, and covering, rolled a 2 on the d3.
A 2 on the dice. Okay, so yeah, in that case, you realize as you cast your magic and it spreads out across the space that there are 10 centipedes, as you originally asked, within range. So they become giant centipedes. They act on your turn, and this is from the next turn, I guess, right?
Act on your turn each round.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't specify if it's a turn after turn after. Because it doesn't say if it'll take an action or bonus action to use them.
Okay, let's see, how do we do this? Okay, so there's one... Bear with me, folks. 10 of these. Come on, where is it? Roll 20. Get with the program. It's going to appear here in a moment. There he is. Okay. So there is one. There was 2 looking over here together. So there's another one there, and then there's one. I'll put them where there's like rocks and things because they're like these. They're hiding. So these things just like balloon up from underneath these stones, and they're like. And let's put one there. And there's this rock. There was this rock right here in the middle of the road, so there was one under there. And oh, look at this big rock right up by these druids. One was there, definitely. And one was next to that as well. So that's 2, 4, 6. There's more. There's more. One. Let's put one was over here. Actually, there was 2 there. There's nice big rocks there. 2 were over there. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 more. Let's say they were up this direction, under these stones here, and these ones here. Okay, there you go. Are you happy?
Yeah, very. Thank you.
Druid.
A kind DM to prepare all those tokens for me. Oh my goodness, there they are.
Okay, I've given you control as well. So now they're yours. So if you open their stats, the character sheets, you can. It's a rollable character sheet. So if you just click on bites when you want them to do their attack, okay.
Okay.
Just do a practice one now. Make sure it's working okay. So shift double click on one of the tokens.
Shift double click. Ah, there we go.
And then select character sheet from the tabs.
Yep.
And click the title of the. Oh, no problem. Yeah, click the title of the bite action.
Okay.
Sorry, folks. Just making sure this is all going smoothly. So when these centipedes are in the fight, this is amazing. Every now and then there are battle maps that you just want to screenshot.
There's a lot right now.
Mm-hmm. Level 10, folks, or level 9.
I have to
Welcome in, everybody.
I have to switch Wi-Fi real quick as the internet's not being the best right now.
Oh, keep it. It's okay. Your camera's fine. Just let it take its time. Take its time.
It's just, nothing's loading pretty much.
I can do it if you need to.
Okay, yeah, then yeah, if you can do it.
Yeah, let's keep the cameras where they are for the moment. Keep things going.
Yep.
Okay.
John's like, don't ruin my screen.
How will anyone remember who you are?
But I can still move them around too.
Oh, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I did it. Dancing centipedes. Okay. Okay. So let me get the wording of this again. Hang on. You transform up to 10 centipedes, blah blah blah. Each creature obeys your verbal commands, and in combat they act on your turn each round. The GM has the statistics for these creatures and resolves their actions and movement. Oh,
okay.
Okay, there you go. But I mean, but we have Roll20, so I can do that for you, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, remains... Okay. That very clearly says they act on your turn. You have not taken a bonus action or moved. Your turn has not finished. Do what you will, sir.
Come, my children, attack! And I'll have them, the ones that are like right next to the Mapax will like stay with the Mapax, but the ones surrounding the porcupine folk,
They're all
swarm
Mapax, it's just a
around them.
different kind of Mapax.
Different kind of Mapax.
So in there like that. This one comes
Yep,
down here
yep,
next to the druid
perfect.
here. And then this
Yep.
one clambers up to this druid here.
Yep.
What is their movement, by
And
the way?
then
30 feet. And they have a climb speed as well. Nice.
yes.
Okay, that one's going to run up to that one as well. And
Yep.
do you want this last one that's in the middle next to the dead Mapax, the dead druids? Do you want it to go for Berserker or Druid? Oh, I mean, you have control. You move it
I'll
where you want
have
to put it. Sorry.
I'll have it go for the Berserker that's in that open spot right next to me.
Go for it. You can move it over here.
Yep.
Just drag and drop. It's fine.
Yep.
Okay,
There we
so
go.
do you want me to do the attacks here?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's go. This one up here first has the 2 on it. It has an AC of 16. Chomp hits and a chomp misses. The first one causes 5 piercing and 16 poison if it fails a Constitution saving throw. Yikes! Come on, Druid. Fails the Constitution saving throw. So that is a total of 21 damage. It had 21 HP left. These giant centipedes just go up and over it. And it's just like, no! It's just like,
Oh my god.
that is a dead druid. Okay. Wow. Effective. And then, let's see here. These ones would have spread out a bit more wisely here. There we go. And we have 2 on that top Berserker. AC 13. That is a natural 20 and a 9. That is going to be 8 piercing and 16 poison if I fail the save. Bear with us, folks. Druids will do this to you every time. It passes the saving throw, I'm afraid. If the poison damage... Ooh, okay, interesting. By the way, that druid that the 2 at the top killed is not dead, it's just paralyzed, and it's going to be dragged off and eaten later. So it's just like... Sorry, you can still hear it, like, screaming, like, through gritted teeth. Okay, yikes.
Horrifying. Let them, not them.
Poison damage on a failed save. There's no half damage on a pass. So that is only a total of 8 damage on the Berserker there, I'm afraid. I'm just going to do this as quickly as possible. The next Berserker down... Sorry, what was the AC? Let me remember. 13. Is going to be... Boom. A miss, I'm afraid. And then the next one below that... Boom. That hits for... 4 piercing and 9 poison. That's still a save. What was the DC? Yeah, passes that. So that is 4 piercing damage on this fella. Bear with us, folks. Then let's see. 1 on there, 1 on there. Okay, 2 more. A chomp and a chomp. They both hit. Rar and rar. Okay, so get those Constitution saves. Boom, boom. All right, so that is a total of only 3 piercing on the first, but then 13 on the second one. Those ones that are next to that just the piercing damage from that bite puts that one on its bloodied. The one that's fighting blue there. Sorry, folks, let me bring that over to see what's going on here. We're over here. And then the last one takes 13 damage down here. All right. And we need to do these last two on the druids down here. A chomp. And a chomp. Second one hits for 5, 11. And... Yes. Do me a favor, Edgar, and like just roll all these attacks like while you're waiting. And then just tell me what happens when we get onto the next round, eh?
Gotcha. Okay.
That's good. Just roll 10 attacks and tell me what. Just jot down what each number is, and we'll do the damage. We'll do the damage if we need to.
Yep. Sounds good.
So that is a pass. So that's 5 damage on that druid. All right. We made it, folks. We made it. Okay. Anything else on your turn, Edgar? Bonus action.
Bonus action. Shillelagh on my staff.
Okay. Is it concentration, that spell? Yes.
It is concentration, correct.
Yeah, so if you lose concentration, they're gone.
Pretty much, yep.
Right, exactly right. Alright, thank you. Okay, chat's like, lose concentration! Knock him out! No,
Too many tokens!
They didn't say that,
please!
did they? I was putting words in their mouth, I'm sorry. Okay, but it's the druid's turn. Oh, that one is to make a concentration saving throw to see if he can maintain concentration on the fire. He does. Okay, they are going to turn and hiss angrily at the two that are right next to them, the giant centipedes that are right next to them here. Over here. And then... okay. So yeah, they're gonna have to make attacks, but they're disadvantaged because they're right next to them. So they're trying to do it like point blank range, like burn it. Pat draws. This is the time to say, do it with fire. Was it you said that before? And in the underdeck. So two disadvantaged attacks. The first one tries to hit only a 9. What's the AC on them, Edgar?
The AC is 13.
Okay. So yeah, the second one hits, and oh, wow! They only have 4 hit points, and I rolled 2d8,
Correct.
and it's still alive. I got 3.
Yes.
There it is. Burn them all. Burn them with fire. Thank you. Nice to have someone on my side for a change, Patros. Nice to have someone on my side for a change. Okay, now that one is very badly burnt. I'm just very badly burnt. Under here, and Austin Powers call back. And then we are onto there. That was them there. Now, Vicky, as promised, if you're still around, my friend, let us switch up this music a little bit here. As something happens. Urk, you see the druid next to you. Starts to grin wickedly. Yeah, I did make cheers. And as it utters the final words of a spell, it just drops to its knees next to you, completely ignoring you, and smiling an ecstatic smile. And you hear one last thing utter at the end of the chant. Winter. Splinter. You have failed. You are done. And as he finishes, there is a creaking of wood, and the statue above you starts to shift and move. And as it does, soil rains down around you, and the green gem stolen from the Wizard of Wines glows brighter and brighter, and there is an explosion of soil as it comes raining down around you, pattering into the water left behind from Edgar's spell, as massive tree limbs emerge from the interior, and the wooden statue just explodes. You take, Urk, 1 piercing damage from this wood that just flies out and peppers against you. And as this takes effect here, there is a massive creaking sound, and a huge wooden limb, like a massive leg, just bursts out of the soil next to you at ground level there, tearing up the roots, pulling away from the ground that were coming up through the soil. And as it does so, it reaches up ponderously into the air and just flattens the druid. This huge wooden limb just comes down directly on top of the druid, and they are obliterated as this creature emerges, and Winter Splinter, as they say, has joined the fights.
Oh, big boy.
Indeed. So, don't worry, Urk, you're not dead. You're just... You're still... There you are, see? You're still there, you're right there. And yes, Winter Splinter is born. Let me also do this. Okay. It's not going to be immediately clear what I just did then, but it will be soon. Do not worry. Okay, now... You're not dead. Not yet, says Lord Koshinja. Indeed. Okay, let's get Winter Splinter in the game here. Up here, as they emerge. And... let's see. That... Okay. Urk, as this creature emerges and bursts from the statue, it lushes out with the branches. It just comes, like hissing through the air towards you. And let's see what we get here. Boop. Does a 20 hit?
Yes.
Okay, you take 19 bludgeoning damage. As this huge tree limb just smack crashes down and then hits you into the mud around you. And then also, as you're knocked down into the mud, a churning sensation happens all around you, and roots boil up out of the surface of the ground and does... 27. A 27 grabs onto you there, and these roots burst up from the ground and wrap all around you, and you are grappled in the roots of the creature here. And let us get that on you there. Let's just put that there. So you're grabbed by these roots that boil up out of the soil. And Azara, it's your turn.
Okay, so I am going to... That was weird. I unmuted myself and then it said, "You're muted." And I was like, wait.
Don't believe it. It's lying. It's lying.
Did I just mute myself? I was...
Did you just mute yourself, and did Urk just like, nope, and just leave? No, I know you saw that. Meth tree beard. Indeed.
I am going to go ahead and loose an arrow at Winter Splinter.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you have the range.
12.
A 12 does not affect it. It hits it, but it doesn't affect it. The arrow just like... It just like looks down.
Oh. Okay. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to give myself steady aim.
Okay.
Which gives me advantage on my next turn.
Noted.
And that's all I'm going to do.
Okay. This isn't the Vistani music, but it is very good. Okay, the Berserkers. Now, Edgar, I hope you've got those attacks for me, because we're going to have some attacks of opportunity instead, because
Correct.
those Berserkers, seeing Winter Splinter rise from the statue and burst forth, all elbows out like grandmothers at a Japanese supermarket, and they all start with grins, triumphant-looking grins. They are not fleeing in fear. They
Like
leave
a true grandma.
They have triumphant grins on their faces. They're like, yeah, now Now you die. Now your blood soaks our holy ground. And they all start running for the edge of the hill. And so that is going to be... So this one... let's see. This one's going to go in that direction. I'll just move them to there first.
Okay.
So what were the first two rolls?
21 and 8.
Okay, so that's one hit. I still have the things from before. So I get some more damage there. Okay, that one takes 11 damage as it tries to run away.
Does Edgar also get an attack of opportunity on him?
If you want, yeah, we're going to be on this next one, whichever way you want to go do it.
Ah, okay.
So what was the next attack?
The next attack was 18.
An 18 to hit, excellent. And yes, you take yours as well, please.
Yep. Okay. I got 26 to hit.
Also hits. Shillelagh.
That'd be...
Seriously?
6.
Granny shaming? No, we were just talking about the competitive nature of Japanese grandmothers whilst they are shopping. Out of the way. That is mine. They're impressive. It is to be awed. An awing sight indeed. So yeah, what's the damage on yours, Edgar?
6.
6 damage. Okay, did not
Yep.
kill him, I'm afraid. So they also run over here for now. And then, what was the next one?
Another 18.
Okay, so that also hits for 12 damage. As that one runs as well. And then one more, please.
5.
Misses, and the last one
15.
just hits. So roll me the damage. Oh, sorry, I roll the damage. That is 14 damage on these as they're trying to run away from the scary scorpions. Centipedes, sorry. Okay. So they all run. They're first there, but then they're all going to dash as well. So let me grab them all in one bunch. And they all run to there. There they go. Okay, swoosh. Yeah, totally snail. Okay, and let's have a look here. The two druids next to so yeah, were there two more rolls? Do you have still have more rolls?
Yep. Next one was 12. Next one was dirty 20.
Okay, so yeah, the last one hits for a total of 15 damage on this druid here. Okay, and the two of them dash away as well. All right, thank you, Zach. Thanks for your help with that. As they run away. And this one. Okay, they went running to the south towards where the big tree was. Hey, Silver Red Fox Gaming, welcome. As always, it is good to see you, my friend. And we are dealing with a rather nasty thing here. It's off screen for you at the moment, Silver Red Fox Gaming. So let me bring you up to speed here. Winter Splinter has risen. All right. So that is their turn. They're just legging it, trying to get away from this thing. But looking very happy about it. Now, Urk, your turn. I need you. Let's have a look here. You are... Let me grab our conditions here. Okay, at the start of your turn, you take 10 bludgeoning damage as the roots constrict around you. You just feel them tightening and squeezing in on you. Okay, so that's 10 bludgeoning damage on you, Urk. You still okay?
All right. Yep.
Okay, and you can either use your action to try and escape, which would be an acrobatics or an athletics check against the DC, or you can attack the creature. You are grappled, which doesn't do anything to your attacks. You don't have disadvantage or anything like that. You just can't move. Your speed is 0. And yeah, that's it. Basically.
Okay, would I be able to use a longbow from this position?
A ranged weapon has disadvantage.
Okay.
Point blank range. But the blood spear would be fine.
Alright, let's try again with the blood spear then.
Okay.
Does a 20 hit?
It certainly does. A natural 20?
No, 14 and 6.
Okay, yep. Yeah, call it. It's a dirty 20. So no.
There's 2 types of damage here as well. There's a 1d6 plus 2 and a 1d8 plus 2. But both, or do I have to choose one?
It depends if you're wielding it with 2 hands or not. Do you have a shield?
No.
Okay, then it's the d8.
Okay. 3 damage.
Just a natural 1?
Yes.
Oh, bad luck. Okay, so yeah, you stab into... Let's have a look here. Okay, yep, so you try and stab at the root of it. Doesn't do enough, I'm afraid. You're still grappled by the creature. Okay, and any bonus action?
Can I try and escape as a bonus action?
Well, actually, no, it's a full action, I'm afraid. But what do you want Blue to do? Is Blue going to come and help you?
I mean, I think our giant centipedes have pretty much got it covered, haven't they?
Right. Actually, I think Blue needs to do a... Let me do. I'll just quickly do that for you. Okay, yeah. Blue hits with their opportunity attack on the Berserker that was trying to get away from them. So that is 8 damage. Sorry, I forgot to move that 1. 8 damage there. As that one runs away. What's there? Okay, so yes, Blue is going to fly to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and you want them to attack the root or attack the creature?
I think straight in for the head of the creature and try and get as much bite in as you can, really.
Okay, so they're going to fly to here. And they're like, I'm coming! Urk! I'm coming! Wait! And just like come swooping across and just go to bite. So roll for the bite attack.
What's that?
That is a d20 plus 6.
So that's 12.
12 is not enough, I'm afraid. So it goes to try and bite down, but just the toughness of this bark is too much, and the massive creature just roars at you. That's Blue there, and that brings us to you, Edgar.
Okay. So, first, Edgar will make it be Edgar can move right there. So Edgar move there, and is it just in range? Let's see. 30 feet. Okay, perfect. And once Edgar makes it there.
Bites down, thank you. What do you see me?
So, we must take down this tree now. And he'll take one of his spores and whisper some energy, and the spore glows like a very darkish greenish glow.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll blow it towards the Goliath tree. And as it lands on it, on the main head of the Goliath tree, I need him to make a Constitution saving, please, with disadvantage, as I cast Blight.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes, good.
Con save, you said?
Con save, yes.
Okay. That is 15. What's the DC?
DC was 17. And
I am going to use my inspiration crystal. Thank you, whoever that was. And re-roll that saving throw. I so rarely get to do that. No, just bask in the moment for a second. DC 17, yes?
Yep, DC 17.
Okay. You can see the roll, right?
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah, it's, for some reason, like, some tokens don't whisper the rolls to me. They just, like, show it randomly. So the other was an actual 20, you saw, right? Okay.
Yes, I did see that.
So, second roll. Disadvantage. Con save. DC 17. That is a 13. So, this is going to be bad. Blight on plants is not good.
It takes maximum damage.
Even though it is a tree blight.
Therefore, it takes 64 necrotic damage.
Oh my god. Okay. 64 necrotic damage. Okay, so yes, you just see the spores, and as you do so, Sporlax like pops up from the top of the mushroom cap, and he's like, just blows at Ilkis, even though he doesn't have arms. I keep doing this with arms. He's just like, wah, a gift from us to you, you big bastard. No. Wait, Edgar, no! But then the spores just go, and then they just go through this giant gaping maw of this creature, and it just rails. And you just see these black veins of rot and decay spreading through the creature. And that is 64 damage. It is not blooded.
And with that, you'll see Edgar kind of point his staff towards the Goliath tree and say, now, and have all of his centipedes dash towards the Goliath tree.
Yeah, none of them can get there in one go, can they? This one might be able to, hang on. Oh, not quite. It's one square away.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if only these were wood weevils.
Yeah. And that's about all I can do, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, okay. That will end my turn there.
Okay. Let me just do all these bugs of yours. Zoop. 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 Anyone who joined us later, we have 10 giant centipedes summoned onto the battle here. You know what druids be like. Okay, speaking of our big friend here, it is Winter Splinter's turn. First things first, as a bonus action, Urk, those roots elevate up and bring this tasty goblin morsel towards the gaping maw, and Urk is just lobbed into its mouth, and it bites down.
I hold the spear directly in front of me as it swallows me to make it sharp.
Yes, good. Good plan.
Let's have a look here. Boop. That is 24 piercing. You okay?
Ish. Get close.
Okay. Are you less than half?
Oh yeah.
Less than 10?
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Okay.
I've
No,
got
'cause
40 left.
I want to put the blooded and the last legs tokens on people as well, because you'll be able to see how bad your friends look in combat, right? Okay. So yeah, it just picks you up and just like has a little wee nibble at you, it's like, and then it's just like waving around again. And Edgar, you can hear Sporlox. He's just like, no, why, no. And anyway, that is that. And then our friend is going to use its action. That was its bonus action. So it is going to lash out. There's lots of targets here, so let's be fair and see who it would go for. Sorry, folks, let me grab. Come here. There we go. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to roll. Okay, so the first branch swings out and goes for a centipede. What's their AC? 13. Smack. Okay, so this centipede is obliterated. There's a branch just goes smash, and just like these centipede guts just go splat out around the area there. The next branch is going for. Actually, we just do a d6 now. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another centipede. Boom. Again, another centipede. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is just it's crushed by another branch. Just goes and destroys. This is actually working still. It's very good. It's soaking up all these very nasty hits. Works nicely. And then roots, grasping roots, are going to come boiling up out of the ground as before. Boom. A 15 hits. Which one would it be? Okay, that top one. This centipede is grabbed by the roots, and dragged in to the creature, and then the last roots come boring up, and only an 11, so that misses. So the centipedes just quickly scuttle out of the way as more come boiling up out of the ground. Actually, let's see. It could have been. Yeah, it was that. It was the centipede with 1 hit point left. It was like, no. It avoided being grappled by these roots. And Asara, this is all happening over here. What you doing?
I am going to run up. Oh, I cannot click my character because I have the measure tool on.
That works, yeah.
To here, which is 30 feet. And I am going to go ahead. I did steady aim, so I have advantage on this attack roll, and I'm going to go for my arrow.
Rubblejacks, don't worry, the giant centipedes are on their side.
21 to hit.
On the tree? Definitely, yeah.
Okay. That's going to be 6 piercing. But then every time I roll, it's always 1 for the damage.
Okay.
6 piercing. And then I'm going to do sneak attack, which is 23.
Okay.
And I am going to do steady aim again as a
Okay, so a total of
bonus
29.
action. 29 total, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Boom.
That'll be neat.
It is blooded now.
Finally. Die,
dot-
you tree.
The dots throw away from the token because it's so big. Okay. That happens there, and you're done. Okay, Urk,
Yep.
your turn. You
Okay,
take
so
that
as I'll-
start of your turn. You take that damage, I'm afraid, from the grapple. It was so you take 12 damage from the grappling roots.
Okay.
And what you're going to try and do?
As it's squeezing the life out of me, I shout down, "Someone bloody well get this ent off of me!" And I try and stab it again with my dagger to try and loosen its grip.
Are you going for the root? Are you attacking the creature, or trying to escape?
Whatever's got round me, which is
Attacking that.
holding me, and trying to stab that to get away from it. Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah, roll me to hit.
Does 15 hit?
It does. Just how much damage?
6.
Ooh. Let me read for you here. Meets it, beats it twice. The root has an AC of 15 and can be severed by dealing 6 damage or more. 2. Urk is a goblin. Yes, a Drake Warden Ranger, Silver Red Fox Gaming. So this dragon is his. Okay. So yes, you just go slam down with the dagger and cut through the root. Where would you like to fall? You can be in one of those 3 open spaces near next to blue. Have a look.
Yeah, I think I just fall next to the centipede because I'm sort of dropped on my back.
Yeah, you go on the edge of the token, so over here,
Okay.
next to blue there. Yep. Okay, and it's okay. You can drop down onto your feet if you want. This is just for flavor. You want to go prone. Hey, Clarissa.
Yeah, I think with that sort of action, with the stab and go, it just drops me on my back.
Everyone. Okay, so yes, as Urk escapes from the Winter Splinter massive tree blight creature, a legend enters the chat. Evan Blair Arts. Hello, sir. I hope you're doing very, very well. Evan Blair Arts, everyone, is the fantastic person who did our portraits for Wild Beyond the Witchlights, which you can see here in 9.5 hours. Do join us with our new player. Evan, the 4th player, is joining today. So please join us. Oop. Everyone, do give them a check, as they are a fantastic streamer, a fantastic artist, and just a general pleasure to watch. And confirm. Okay, right, so that happens. You drop down there, and that was your action. Any bonus action? Cheers, mate.
No bonus, no.
Okay, that is that. So yes, we're up on top. For those of you who joined us new here, and we're on top of Yester Hill. They were fighting the Mapak Druids, who were summoning this creature, and it burst from a statue of Strahd and is attacking them here up on Yester Hill. They're trying to retrieve the gem that is giving it life and pass it back to the vineyard that needs it, and stop their evil plans. And thank you, Urk. What would you like Blue to do?
Go in for another bite attack.
Okay, so roll me that d20 plus 6.
So I got a natural 1, making it 7
thanks.
total.
Pat, we like you too. A 7, natural 1 is a miss, I'm afraid. Whatever the bonus is. Okay, bad luck. If you got them, folks, let those phoenixes fly. Boop. Not the good ones, Stephanie, sorry. You're like, oh, phoenixes flying? Which ones? Nope. Natural 1, I'm afraid. Okay, so yes, it just tries again, but the limb of the tree that it was going for just swoops out of the way and actually comes spinning back round towards Blue, who just kind of like ducks underneath it and swoops. They're kind of doing this cool thing. Yeah, we'll just leave the token there, but they're kind of like flying around the creature, ducking in and out between these massive beams and limbs that are flailing around all around the creature. Okay, Edgar, your turn.
Okay. Edgar will prepare the blight again, have Sporlax give it another spore kiss. Like, now wither away. And
Edgar, Edgar, no! No, Edgar! Something's wrong!
Oh. No? Okay.
Do you listen, or it's up to you, mate?
I stopped just as about, like, what's...
I don't know, there's something familiar. It's just on the edge of his spores. What is it? Throw me!
Very well. I'll trust you on this.
Roll me roll to hit with your dexterity and proficiency,
Okay.
because you are proficient in friend.
So, that will be...
No one tosses a dwarf, no Pat draws. We toss a campestry.
That'll be 19.
And 19. Okay, you watch the creature. You see the flailing limbs like the Whomping Willow in Harry Potter. It's just like you're just like waiting. You're kind of dodging. You dodge under one as it comes swooping over your head. And you draw back, and Edgar's like, "Trust me, it'll be okay." And your paw just flashes forward, and this little campestry with his little mushroom stalk body just flapping in the air behind him just goes sailing. He's like, it's just like Goku, like flying through the air. It's like the friction burn starts to glow around the top of the mushroom cap. It's just like, and you just see this massive tree blight just like ponderously turn. And that massive maw opens up, and Sporlax's body disappears inside, and there is a solid wooden as the maw closes, and Sporlax disappears from view.
Okay.
Anything else in your turn, Edgar?
I'm going to have the centipedes move in a formation to basically form a wall in front of Blue and Urk. To like take the stance in front of the tree. Like stand their ground and
are they attacking, or are they just waiting?
they are waiting and just staying there being extra bodies.
Okay. I'm trying to get a picture of Sporlax for everyone. There are lots of transparent mushroom pictures, but not of just straight up Sporlax pictures. Sporlax, no. Okay, there's only one thing for it.
They can always like talk to that too.
Right? Okay, I know what to do. Here we go. Boom. And boom. Bear with me, folks. We are about to wrap up here, so thank you everyone for joining us. And we shall see what is about to go down here. Okay. So. Let's grab this. And... Excuse us, we're going to disappear for a moment here, maybe. As this massive compestry suddenly appears. Maybe, maybe not. Compestry, appear. Compestries, assemble. Doesn't work. That what? Come here, come here. Here. I don't know if the internet's just being slow, or if it's not working. It doesn't want to. Oh, I know what it is. Alright, here we go, folks. Oh, there he is. Hello. Okay, let me quickly do this. Okay, so as Sporlax, there we go. That'll do. Okay, so this is our friend Sporlax here. A bit of a grumpier face than that one, but yes, as he disappears into this massive tree blight. And so yes, Edgar, you just get the giant centipedes to try and get ready and cause as much distraction as possible around the massive creature. As it looms above you, so they just go rushing in. This one here, and here, and here, and here. And then it is the tree blight's turn. At the start of its turn, it just brings up that grappled centipede and just bites into it and just completely destroys it as it just showers down around you. Boom, that one is gone. And then you see the boughs of the tree start to and swing around you and start to reach up, creaking with all the power that's in this creature as they loom above you, about to crash down and pulverize you into the dirt. And then you hear a voice. Pat Draws, thank you so much, my friend. That is very generous. Thank you so much. I'm trying to do a thing. Don't fluster me. Thank you so much, mate. Okay, and as it's reaching up above you, you hear something muffled through the closed mouth of the creature. I am Sporlax. I am a pastry. I am Sporlax. I am a pastry. I am Sporlax, 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 I am a pastry. And you hear Sporlax's voice clearly at first, but then it changes and shifts, becoming higher, squeakier, much more irritating. And then the creature pops its mouth open. And just this long, splintered, wooden tongue comes out, and perched on the end of the tongue is the little campestry Sporlax, its eyes glistening with glee, and its mouth opened wide in joyous song. I am Sporlax, I am a campestry. I am Sporlax, I am a campestry. I am Sporlax, I am a campestry. It's you! It's you! Why? Where have you been? The Winter Splinter just kind of stops and brings a branch round, and Sporlax just pops on to the branch, and he kind of brings it up to where eyes would be, to where that green crystal is embedded in the wood of the tree glowing as if it's looking at this little campestry. It's you. I thought I'd never see you after Garden. After those adventurers saved me. And you? Where have you been? Where are you? You're not really here. It's just part of you. Winter Splinters, it seems like it's trying to speak, trying to make sense of what's going through its plant mind. Sporlax. Stay safe. I will escape Prismere. I will find you. What? How is Prismere? How's Sibilna? How are the fairies? Is everyone okay? Stay safe. And you see, it's becoming more and more difficult for the tree blight to talk. And you see its mouth starting to mesh close as bark joins again. And you see it becoming like a regular tree. And its branches start to move slower, more sluggishly. The roots start to burrow down into the soil from where they were thrashing up, trying to grab at the centipedes and your friends, Edgar. And Sporlax is like, I'm okay. I have friends. This place is... It's not Prismere, but it's not bad. I'll wait. You'll find me. You found me in Garden. You'll find me here. Go. Go. And as the tree blight straightens, still a little bit of gnarly, like growth to it and a bit of a curve to the trunk, but becomes much more just tree-like. And the features close over, the mouth sealing shut as the bark knits together once more, and the branches slowly come to a stop. And then, with a creaking it topples backwards, and Sporlax leaps. They get the slow motion boost, like no, and just like leaps from the falling tree, and it just topples backwards away from you all, and crashes into the black boulders and stones that form the wall behind it, shattering them. And as it does so, one last bolt of lightning crashes down from the sky and hits the tree. And as it does so, some essence, some sparkling mist rises up. Sorry, it ironically kind of reminds you of Strahd escaping his dying body, trying to get to his coffin. The sparkling mist rises up off the tree trunk and is drawn away into the roiling storm clouds above. And Sporlax splashes down into the mud and just ding, 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 towards you, Edgar. What do you do? It's kind of like cap, this little cap is kind of drooped down. It's like looking at the ground.
Oh, Sporlax.
Yeah.
Do you wish to return home someday?
Someday. You should visit. It's a beautiful place. Unicorns, fairies. nice trees. It's a beautiful place. You must come with me next time I... Oh, fuck. As the connection to the Feywild is severed once more, Sporlax is affected once more by the Plains of Dread. Nah. I'll just wait till he comes back. He always does. He always found me. Always used to go hopping off to stupid places. Yeah. Right. What are we doing then? And as I always do imaginary things with his non-existent arms, he just like angrily wipes away his eyes with something. I'm not sure what happens every
He
time.
just shakes them away.
It's just like, and it just like hops up, through your clothes and onto your hood, and then up into the divot in the mushroom hat, and like settles down. Just gonna sit around here all day waiting to be hit by lightning. Come on.
Right, Sporlax, but next time I assure you, it'll be us finding him, okay?
But let's take something from this, Edgar? Whatever that tree is down the far end there. Let's not just assume it's bad, eh?
But of course, you are correct.
And as he says that, there is the green glow of the gem in the fallen tree. Is someone going to go and grab that? Rogue?
I'm far away. I'm making my way over though.
Yeah, you can saunter over, curious as what's going on here, and you grab the gem to return to the Martikovs. You see something else. Nestled in the same hole in the trunk of the tree, a small bead-like gem with something shifting deep within it. And you remember seeing what Krieg had found before, and you realize that this is the bead of the Mountain Fane. This is the final bead. As you turn, Edgar, you walk over to see, and sorry if I may, you hold it out towards Edgar, and as you take it, Edgar, the two beads already on the leather strap around your neck glow with their deep forest green and murky swamp brown. With
How
this
romantic.
white glow from this new bead, like snow on distant mountains, as the beads of the Ladies of the Fanes, the three beads of the Forest Fane, the Swamp Thane, and the Mountain Thane, are brought together. And as they are, Edgar, you are given a vision of the three Ladies of the Fanes, these arch-fae, each distinct, each looking individually like their surrounding environments that they're tied so intrinsically to until Strahd stole it away from them. And they speak in unison. There is a way. Please, make the journey to the Amber Temple and find how to restore us. The Amber Temple.
But of course, as you wish.
And as the rain falls down, and the lightning no longer striking the stone circle, but just arching across the sky above, illuminating the clouds, changing from fork lightning to sheet lightning. And you take a moment, Edgar, and appreciate just the natural sounds. Thunder, wind, the pitter-patter of rain, and the puddles quickly forming throughout this grassy area. And Urk, the scaly head of blue, comes over. Sorry, I could not help you escape. Muted.
Oh, muted.
That was really good as well.
Oh no!
Feel slightly out of breath from being squeezed by the tree limb and covered in mud from head to toe. Just bags with the rain dripping off of him, and he just puts his head nestled into Blue's neck and just stays there, just quietly.
With a Blue extends a wing and holds it over you, keeping the rain off, denying you the shower you deserve. But it was well intended. And as you are gathered there, with these angry giant centipedes chittering and scuttling around, you see this scene as we draw away into the night sky, or the dark sky above. And it's illuminated one last time with a crash of lightning. And peace and quiet falls over Yesterhill as the Druids and Berserkers of the faithless forest people are driven off. And we shall leave Barovia with the Fanes, or at least the means to find the Fanes, reunited, lore to be discovered, and a journey to be made beyond Barovia and off into other domains of dread to retrieve the spirits of the ladies from other parts of Ravenloft. A huge thank you to my players. Wonderful to see you as always and enjoy our stories here. A massive thank you to everyone who joined us. Thank you so much, everyone who was watching with us there. I do hope you can stick around as we head a raiding. You grab yourself some dream pies as we get some channel points from the raid. And we shall see you all again very, very soon. Very, very soon. In 9 hours, to be exact. As we will arrive, Asara, in Prismia. The area of the Feywild that Sporlax was just talking about.
Finally!
Indeed. Yes, join us for Wild Beyond the Witchlight as they have crossed through the Fey Crossing and arrive in the Feywild, where they will meet another adventurer. You're very welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you can see you again soon. We have Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We have Chasenta's Tyranny. We have me over on Vicky's channel. There she is. Click the name. Follow the channel. Come and see me do the Fighting Fantasy adventure on Saturday. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. Let me do a shout out for you there, Vicky, so they can click on that and get over there and follow you. GTG. Boom. Everyone do head on. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I need to do the shout out bit. Sorry. GTG. Try that again. Second time lucky. Boom. Okay, yes. Do head on over and give me the support that I need to survive a Fighting Fantasy adventure at the hands and the mercy of the evil Vicky. And or whatever monster she has in store for me. I cannot wait to try this new system, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then Monday, join us for the second round of character creation for our Odyssey charity stream. The first weekend of February is the stream itself. We'll be making the random characters on Monday for some rather spectacular guests that we have been very lucky to get joining us for this charity event. We will be making characters for Satine Phoenix, her fiancé and head of Apotheosis Studios, Jameson Stone, the fabulous, wonderful, talented... I'm getting all flustered. We have...
Keep your fandom inside, Joe.
Michelle, the wonderful Michelle from Phoenix Dice will be joining us as well. And also, of course, Jason Charles Miller, composer of the Critical Role theme song himself, and Caustic Phoenix herself as well. And we will be joined, last but not least, by any measure, whatever you like to use, by Dead Aussie Gamer as well. So it's going to be an incredible weekend. We have lots more guests as well in another session earlier on. But on Monday, we'll be making characters for those fine people. And then that'll bring us around to Rime of the Frost Maiden, back to the Underdark, and then here again, atop Yester Hill, to see what's happening with this scary-looking tree. Another scary-looking tree. But it's not running at you and trying to eat you. Hooray! So, everyone, thank you so much, everybody. It is a pleasure as always. I will see you again very soon, especially Asara, and as we see in the Feywild. But yes, everyone, stick around. There is the wonderful flyer for that amazing charity event on our finishing screen. Have a gander at that, and then we shall head on raiding. So stick around. If you've got them, let those phoenixes fly. But until next time, as you like to say around these parts, or you see me say. Bye, everybody.
Oyasumi!
Oyasumi!
Thank you.